What's up? This is your boy Alert Wolf here to bring you another Transformers Prime review, and this time I give it to you on the epic, the amazing Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Episode 6. This one's called Chain of Command. Now basically the hunt continues for the the fossils. As you can see, I have an epic scene here in the background, just a still shot of the episode, and that's when Ultra Magnus and Predaking are going at it, and he hits him with the Forge of Solus Prime. And I will say this: the reason why he has that big diesel hammer is because it's a throwback to Transformers Animated, which had his main weapon being a giant hammer. And so I do like it. He does kick a lot of ass with this. Now, this episode was surprisingly funny. Like, I wasn't expecting the humor, but with Starscream, there tends to be some humor, you know? And especially with the Predaking, he's almost treated like a dog in this episode, and it was pretty funny, especially when he's, you know, tossing around, he's messing with Starscream, and when he gets into the Apex armor, he treats whatever's in the Apex armor like a chew toy. So basically the episode's pretty simple. Predaking wakes up, goes and finds Megatron, and then Megatron puts him in Starscream's commands, and then gets him to go find new fossils. Now, the Autobots, the Wreckers actually, in command of Ultra Magnus, get there first, and they're going in the cave when the Predaking shows up, and they take out the few Centrals that were guarding the site, and Miko stows away on Wheeljack, and you know, because he's like, I thought you said you wanted all the Wreckers. She's a Wrecker too. So it's good to see how well they've bonded too. So they go in, they get attacked by Predaking. Then they get into this cavern, which has a way out, and they tell Miko to climb the cavern so that she could go to the ship and contact backup. And throughout the entire episode, there's a lot of friction between Wheeljack and Ultra Magnus. You find out that he refers to Ultra Magnus as the rust that gets on the team. You also find out that Bulkhead left the team before Ultra Magnus took over, and before Wheeljack left the Wreckers to go meet up with Optimus. I mean, this has to do with the pre-story that goes along with the show. Like, you know, like if you've seen the toys and the video games, all of that is prequels to the show. Now, like Fall of Cybertron and all of that. Now, from here, she climbs up and sees that Starscream already has control of the ship, and she's waiting for her time. Now, he had brought the Apex armor with him because, you know, he's afraid of whatchamacallit, and one of his subordinates calls him out on it. He's like, no. You know, I've trained him well. So he takes off the armor and puts it down. This becomes important later. Meanwhile, the epic throwdown between the Wreckers and the Predaking continues, and you see fighting like that behind you. They give it their all, you know what I'm saying? And it's badass to see the hammer, even though it's without power, it still packs a punch. Like, it can't forge anything, you know what I mean? It lost the knowledge of the primes, but so yeah, it still has some power to it, you know? And that's still pretty badass, you know? So this fighting goes on in this cave for a while, and then Wheeljack makes a mistake. He throws a grenade and aims for the creature's mouth, but the creature has already wised up and deflects it away, causing it to explode. Now, while the creature is wreaking havoc, he also spots looks like I don't know if it's supposed to be an eyeball or a core or something, but he spots a relic. When he spots a relic, he gets a flash memory And I'm not sure if it's supposed to be of him or of the creature that it belonged to, but he's starting to remember something. So we may be soon, maybe in the next few episodes, he's going to start developing an intelligence, and we may get to see him transform soon. So that would be cool. And then, you know, he flies up the shaft after everything explodes, and he you know, and he ends up doing what he has to do. Now, before that happens, the fight with the Miko and Starscream is pretty cool. So what happens is Miko is trying to get into the ship. Starscream catches her, or not catches her, but catches onto what she's doing, and he's trying to catch her. She ends up jumping onto the Apex armor disc. It encapsulates her and then creates an armor for her. Now, it's smaller than the normal outing of this armor because she's smaller, and you know, she tries to fight back a little, and that's when the Predacon shows up and starts messing with her, and he treats Miko like a chew toy. It's freaking hilarious. And it starts off because the Predacon drops the ball, and he goes, "Oh, he can play fetch. This good at getting these bones." And then Megatron wants an update, and then he orders the Predacon to go back, and Starscream has to finish everybody up to bring back the fossil, because that's the priority. And so that's what happens. But that whole scene with Miko, anything in the Apex armor to him is a chew toy. So then Miko is laying there, you know, on her back. She just got her butt handed to her by the Predaking. And then Starscream and the rest go to get the armor off of her. And then she fights back. And let me tell you something, Miko is badass. She kicks so much ass in this one segment. It is amazing. She ends up trouncing, and the way her fighting style reminds me of like King from Tekken. So that's the way she's fighting, and it's pretty badass. Needless to say, I love every minute of this. The Wreckers get up out of the rubble. There's a further argument with between obviously Wheeljack and Ultra Magnus. They climb up just in time to see Miko kick and whomp ass. She ends up beating. There's a moment where they start comparing things, and Starscream takes out his claws and goes, "You know, I'm the one who killed Cliffjumper." She goes, "Big whoop. I'm the one who snuffed Hardshell." So bam, they go at it, and like I said, awesome. And then Starscream ends up backing down when he sees the other Wreckers are out, and so he bounces. But the episode ends with Wheeljack bouncing and going off his own again, because he can't stand Ultra Magnus, and Ultra Magnus can't stand him. And that's how the episode ends. So, what would I give this episode? This episode was both funny and badass. So I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. We got to see how badass the Wreckers can be, how badass Ultra Magnus can be, how badass Miko could be. Every member of the Wreckers pretty much showed off a little, except for Bulkhead. He didn't have to. You know, there was so many funny scenes out of the Predaking and Starscream and the Apex armor and whoever was inside of it, that this was a really good episode. I enjoyed every second of it. So that's enough out of me. So click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please, please, please subscribe if you can. And this is your buddy Alert Wolf signing out.